Hey there, folks, and welcome to the next GT7 weekly challenges of July week 2. In other words, July 11th to July 17th. Starting with the European Sunday Cup 400 at Watkins Glen short course version. I am driving the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GT Ballast, I believe it's called. Something like that. Yeah, I decided to drive something a bit casual for this, even though I really felt like I shouldn't, because I just gotta remind myself, like, wait, yeah, I'm in that 401. You know what this 401 has? It has that freaking, has that freaking, Magane, which, oh god. That's right, it's like, oh, well, this is gonna be a challenge run. I should have did the 450 PP setting. I did the 400 PP K car setting instead. Whoops. Oh well, it was a challenge. But yeah, I would recommend to be 450 instead of 400 for this. Because looks are definitely deceiving on the whole, oh, 400 PP can join and stuff. Yeah, they can join. Thing is, they most likely get beaten. It's a fault. If you're very skilled, then you're fine. You have a good top speed, because I will say the one thing about Watkins Glen for slow cars like these, top speed is the biggest factor when it comes to this track. But overall, just basically driving this on the way there, basically, as fast as I can. Yeah, as you can see in the lineup, you just see the Magani there. And yeah, he's trying to zoom as much as he can. He's got RCZ, a 204 GTI, Peugeots, Mini Cooper. I'm still shocked you still haven't got a newer Mini Cooper yet. Very odd. Then again, I saw the new Mini Cooper close up and not very impressed, I gotta say, because while it is a nice 4-door hatchback, because I saw the 4-door version, it is very encramped, I noticed. It's like, why did they get rid of the Clubman at the end of it? It's like, really weird. It really baffles me at the end of it. Because the Clubman was a bit more roomier than the regular one. And the Clubman, I don't think anyone had a problem with. Everyone loved the Clubman. I thought. Could be wrong, but yeah. We got Keenan from the Mini Cooper, the Golf 7 GTI? Yeah. Volkswagen Golf 7 GTI. In the far back, and the Audi TT Coupe 2.2 all-wheel drive version. But yeah, we don't have the FF version. Chocolate. Cause yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like they had all the Audi TT Coupes, but it's like, oh, you guys didn't add the older one, the one with the FF drivetrain. They had the all-wheel drivetrain version, which is the better version, easily. But yeah. And the Delta HF Integrity, and then 2008 Allure. Just gonna get that depth there for a bit. Volkswagen Polo GTI just holding the line, which thank God, if he wasn't holding the line, this would be worse than I feared. And Alpine A110, Peugeot 208 GTI by Peugeot, because for some reason they added the by Peugeot for some reason. The Renault Magane RS Trophy, which I think is fast as heck, and you can see the difference eventually here. Yeah, I think I showed the top speed difference. Yeah, now I'm back to look at them. Yeah, this is going to be tight competition. And luckily it's getting held back by the others, but yeah, you can see him just in 121, just in like 110 at best. The only way I'm catching up to him is by the tires, which does work in my favorite, and technically driving skill in this case, because they don't know how to drive this course for crap. So, yeah, look how fast I just lean into this course, or they don't. So, almost beating everyone there except the Alpine. I was like, oh crap, I need to beat the Alpine. But yeah, I saw that there's an engine swap for this Giulia. It's like interesting. You can stick a Honda K motor in it, specifically the K24 motor. I think that's the newer Civic recall. So yeah, I think there's a K20, which is the FK, and then the FL, which is the K24. I think that's how it goes. If I'm wrong about that, I am, because I will say I don't know my civic knowledge that much. Right, I know the August 90s to 2001s. When I say 2000, I mean early 2000. So basically, don't know further beyond that. But yeah, that basically wraps that. I surprisingly beat them there. But yeah, I gotta say 450 on that next time. Anyways, to the race of turbo sports cars at the Michelin Road Course, or Road Atlanta, in other words. I am driving the Gretti Fugo Z, which I forgot to look this one up. Because if I recall, this has a Nissan Skyline motor in the Fairway Z, which... And then not only that, it is also a Fast and Furious car. Because it was in one of the Fast and Furious games, but the not really good one. But yeah. The Gretti Fugo Z is made by, I believe, one of the actors, matter of fact. And such. And it is basically modified by wide-body Rocket Bunny, while, as you can see, a wired tire stance in the back to give it more grip. Also, this also makes it very anti-drifting, because you're about to see here eventually when I start drifting. It's like, it does not want to drift. Which is very weird, considering the guy who made, I believe, was the main character, or, well, not main character, but I would say main side character. Because he was driving an RX-7, if I recall. Sonny, I believe, or something like that. I can't remember his name. But to say though, with the Skyline motor, it's kind of weird at the end though. Or maybe I'm wrong. It might be some other motor. You know, I'm gonna check this. Okay, after checking, yeah, there's a lot of info to be said about this car. Now I noticed, because for one thing, it's not just any Skyline. Because I thought you could just easily do this as a engine swap with the Skyline twin turbo and stuff. Here's the thing, it's converted. It's a natural aspirated Skyline motor of R34. So that's very unique in regards. I gotta give props to that, because yeah, usually it's like, oh, is this just an engine swap at the end of the day? No, okay, it's more to it. It's not just an engine swap. It also has its turbo converted to a natural aspirated, which is weird because I'm in a turbo event. And the Fugu part is a story bit from that said actor too, and I figured out the actor's name. It's not Sonny, it's Swing Kong, something like that. Swing Kong. Hopefully I said that right. Either way, the Fugu Z is a story reference to that one time where he ate a poisonous pufferfish called the Fugu. Yeah, you don't want to eat that at the end of the day. But yeah, it is known as the poisonous car as a result in the process of making this car. But yeah, it won the 2015 SEMA Awards, and that's basically all to say at the end of the day, because it's basically, at best, a Fast and Furious car, and I believe the only Fast and Furious car too. Even though it has no correlation to Fast and Furious, even though it was in the game. So that's the fun part. It's just more tied to the actor than to the franchise. But I'm pretty sure it was presented in games and movies and stuff. Why would you not? It was also where the iconic wide body manufacturer that is Rocket Bunny is made well known too, from that car alone. Although they apparently did some controversial things too. But I digress, either way. They also made a similar wide body, I believe, for the Trino Apex as well, so that's another thing to note. So when you wide body the Trino Apex, that's where that weird body style comes from. Besides the initial D, you know, yeah, it was initial D, but yeah. So, yeah, we got a lot of interesting candidates here, because then you have an RWB looking Porsche right there, and you got the 22B with that dark bluish color with the pink pipes, or turbo bores. Don't know what to say. or roll bars. I don't know what the. But here's two main candidates. Is the Garage RCR Civic with the KU series motor. I can't remember which one. And your Corolla Mariso edition. Yeah, just me just day driving at the end of the day because this thing's way faster. Because I will say I respect this. It hits about 670 pp as a result. But I gotta say, I do love the fact that yeah, it doesn't use a turbo, even though it is using turbo. That's the funny part. It's like that's supposed to use turbo. It's using turbo anyways. There's a funny joke to be said. Like, wait, I gotta do this turbo, but I need turbo. But that is interesting, though. You can make a naturally aspirated. If you want to try the naturally aspirated version. Which just reminds me of the Tommy Kyra M32 on that. Because, yeah, that was Tommy Kyra's goal, was to make a non-turbo Skylines at the end of it. Because when it comes to entry reliance, I believe natural aspirated is bad. Or, not natural, I mean opposite. Turbo is bad. Natural aspirated is good. So the more power you can get out of the engine as a natural aspirated is a good sign. Where if you rely on turbo, you are pushing your engine more than it should. Ever should in the long while. Because eventually your engine will just wear out way quicker than normal. That's why having turbo cars is kind of bad a little bit, because it requires more maintenance at the end of it. But yeah, here's me just trying to drift at the end of it and just doing a piss poor job as usual. I was gonna say, I'm trying to learn. That's okay, that was something funny too, to say too. It's like, you know, I saw all these Gran Turismo challenges and stuff from Dove and Dustin Eden. I have a challenge to say. Have you ever did challenge where you just drift every corner possible? Like drift racing, basically. You don't do normal racing, you drift race. Where the opponents do road racing, but you have to do drift racing. Just to make it more challenging. Yeah, that's just the interesting thing I just realized about. Like, out of all the challenges I've seen with even ones like crazy ones like no brake challenge, I cannot believe someone did that. Or Gran Turismo 4 no less. Like wow. Nah. Yeah, ones like that, you have ones where, you know, select manufacturer and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been seeing those every now and then. Now onto the special event, which is the Toyota Supra 1 Series. They should call it 1 Series, not 1 Mag. But, basically the 4 core models of Supra, because yeah, they don't have the race car models shown. So, stuck driving the Supra, which I am driving the Supra 3.0 GT Turbo A. A phenomenal car, and probably my most favorite out of the Supras, I gotta say. Because yeah, while I do like the A80 for what it does, the A70 I love this a bit more. Just a bit more. Because it's my beginner car at the end of it. It's the car I start off with when it came to Gran Turismo 1 and 2, for that matter, because this is a car you just up and grab. Because in the used dealership, I think it's like 9 grand or something like that. Which I think you start off with 12 grand or 10 grand, something like that. But yeah, this is an easy car to just up and grab. You could just do the license test and, you know, just get a Skyline, I think, or something like that, and just say F all, but, you know, if you wanted to do a more of a, you know, it's your car, there you go. Yeah, I will say I think this car is easily able to get. Yeah, the other choices I could kind of say is the GTO SR, but the problem is it has no turbo, so if you do a turbo event, you can't do it with that. But it's technically fine for natural aspirated though. I think they had natural aspirated or something like that. It's been eons. So I also looked into Gran Turismo 7 more in depth. Wow, watch when I watch people do Gran Turismo 2 challenges, I keep forgetting to even check the events at the time. No, excuse me. But yeah, this event is a pretty good one. I will say way better than the crap stain it was last week's. Freaking Porsche 2008. Oh my god. Also, that's funny, I said Porsche 3008 at one point. I can't remember when, but there was a point I said that. I was like, wait, it's not 3008, it's 2008. Because it's basically, you took the 208 and you just added another 0. Yeah, you got a lot of reference cars here, considering the gold with the black is definitely the top secret Supra. Even though, here's my issue with it, that top secret Supra is wrong. It's like very wrong on that, I gotta say. Because that top secret Supra had a Skyline motor. Just to say. And if I want to even hit you even harder too, the later version, or his MK5, because Top Secret decided to turn around and make their own MK5, it had a B12. So yeah, this is it. So that's why you're able to engine swap to have a Pagani Hyra in the MK4. I don't know if it was that motor, but I just know it was a V12. Okay, you got some cars that have references, you have some cars that are kind of odd. I don't know what they're referencing there for the black one there. This looks like a normal Mark IV Supra, or Mark III. However, this one is kind of weird for reference, because for some reason this is just giving me Need for Speed Pro Street vibes. Even though it wasn't that car, it was the 180 SX. You're not Ryan Cooper. And then you got these ones, which I'm cool. Well, I do know the rest orange one back there. That's I believe, a special edition that GR or Gazoo Racing team made. While this grayish one with the green, I'm not sure. But this gold one for sure has to be a top secret one. The red one, I have no idea. Looks pretty cool though. I just don't know what on earth they're basing it for. And then me, I made essentially the Gran Turismo Racing modification one for the Mark III, but a little different. I had some remix to it. Considering when I looked up that car, I looked up about the Group A racing stuff and such, and I saw that there was a interesting vinyl going on the side of the car, so I decided to apply that to the regular one and add some other changes to it, because I don't want to just make the one-to-one, you know. I wanted to make my own addition to it, because I kind of just, you know, don't want straight rip things, you know. There's cases though, you can call me out, I straight rip some things, but yeah, that's one of the cases I just don't. I also kind of don't want to be on that path, because it's not good to do. Technically, you want to be a bit more remix about your things and stuff. So, although I did kind of Frankenstein this, because reminder, I also kind of returned the Group A and applied it to this, but whatever, it works. Also, I almost careen ran off that. I drifted out of it. I drifted into it. It's like, oh crap. Okay, so yeah, I will say this is a tough competition, even though my big problem is they're using sports soft somehow, even though they're driving the performance of racing hard. So, how is this possible? So say, did I fucked up on the tuning? I probably did. Probably did on that. But yeah. So this is my style of the Toyota race modification, which I believe the purple one was an unused one, just to say, because I will say I think the racing modification one was like orange or blue or something like that, so I kind of just mixed the two. Like, I noticed the blue hood works pretty well. I was like, you know what, let's go with that. I will note, it might have made it a little tacky. I could probably just always just turn around and just change it back to purple, but it looks pretty good, I think. I thought it looked pretty good to give it a different flair. But then I saw the whole Toyota racing, quite the sides of the Toyota and stuff. Oh yeah, and I have no idea what this blue Supra one is either. But man, he's a competitor though. And then there's a grayish black one there. It was faster, because yeah, I think there's just one problem with the Mark III Supra turning. Turning's a big issue with this car. Because it does, while the Mark IV is heavier, the Mark III's heavy does weigh a bit more, in a way. Well, to its body, where the Mark IV can handle it. The Mark III doesn't seem to have the same struts, basically. Yeah, I just did terrible design on the spoiler. I'm not sure. As no, it's a lot stiffer compared to what I'm seeing here from this guy. Dang it, he's also probably technically faster. I don't know. I kind of just did a Pacific performance points, which is 700. This is all weight reduction too. But yeah, I'll be planning to toss this out eventually, but for now, this is what I'm cooking up for now. I wouldn't be surprised if this event comes back again. Although I'll probably be doing the Mark IV next. So yeah, you have the Mark III, which is this one. You have the Mark IV, which is that one back there, and you have the Mark V, which is the BMW one. But yeah. And then you had the Ryan Cooper special. I still don't know what's the. Yeah, that red orange one is I believe either the final edition of the Mark V, because they also just recently canned that car now. Probably good because the collaboration ended. So yeah, they're gonna make their own Supra like they should have did. To be honest. Yeah, that basically wraps up for this event, though. It's a pretty good event at the end of it. Very tight and twisted. Now onto the World Rally Challenge at Tokyo Expressway Central Clockwise. But yeah, you know why I gotta drive. So I am driving the Lancia Delta HF Integrale Rally Car, which is pretty fun. This is a fun car. So yeah, I last time I drove this in the dirt. This time I'm driving on the road, finally. So I was just waiting for the offering, basically. There's gotta be a road one eventually, so you know what, doing the road version. I'll get him through the traffic at the end of the day, because yeah, these guys are stubborn about passing. Yeah, the Delta HF Integrale, basically the best Lancia rally car, to me. For safety reasons, for performance reasons, all above. It's all good. This thing won so many things. Although eventually Lancia just stepped out after a point because they were worried about the Toyota. Well, not only worried about the Toyota Celica, but Fiat was also you're losing money or something, because yeah, this was kind of the last Lancia for a good while till. No, they're apparently trying to come back with the Epsilon. A very weird Integrale, because yeah, they made another Integrale. And I don't know to say if it is the actual Integrale or it's just, you know, them just slapping a badge on it, you know, it's like, oh, this is special, alright. Okay, what's special about it? What, the fact that you're gonna turn around and just burn the historic pledge this car has, or what? Yeah, I will say I've grown more negligent about companies using their history and just turn around and just burn it at the end of it, because then look at Crash, look at Nintendo now, look at Mario. Just, oh my god. Look at the Switch too. Also a joke. So yeah, I saw someone, in terms of video game news, I saw someone talk about an article where the Switch 2 was doing more performance than the Steam Deck on Cyberpunk. Here's the problem though, they're saying only better because it's docked. You know what I compare when it's docked? I compare it to the PlayStation 5. I compare it to even higher numbers, the PC at that point, because no matter what, you're going to have some competition in some form, and when you say dock, yeah, that means, oh look, my game console is also docked. Who knew? And stuff. And then when you compare the handheld, yeah, then you compare it to the Steam Deck, which Steam Deck is better in regards on the same settings or similar settings too. It's just a bit better frame rate, although not much of frame rate because it's 30 frames per second. It's still not that great on the both sides. That's my only problem about the Steam Deck. It's not great as a modern machine. It's great as an emulator machine and such. Same case technically applies to the Steam or to the Switch 2, to be honest. So if you're playing that Switch 2, you're most likely going to play it for the low power games or just, you know, the main games that were built in mind for it. And that's how it was for the Switch 1. Don't believe me, go look. So it's like, yeah, just looking at all these rally cars all bundled up, which is weird. But then again, it's about to rain, so, cause yeah, this one, it did rain. And such. At least it didn't rain too horrendous, but it rained to a point, yeah, I need to switch out the tires. As I started coming up pretty fast and a bit strong too, because yeah, some strong crowds. It's kind of funny seeing the Focus and Mustang being next to each other. But yeah, I'd say probably the most unique rally car too is a Mustang, because yeah, it's not only a Mustang, it's also an all-wheel drive Mustang, and probably the only all-wheel drive Mustang I have ever seen. And very cool in regards. And then get the Sport Quattro, not surprised at it being up here. It's a legend. Yeah, and not only that, it's the Pikes Peak version. Pikes Peak is kind of broke compared to the regular rally car. Although, I don't blame it being put there at the end of the day, because for a Pikes Peak, if I had to compare it to the Scudo's night and day. But the Audi Quattro or Sport Quattro is basically the start of it. So yeah, there's me going in the pits because yeah, I need to go in there. So yeah, the pits is off to the side on this one. It's a bit difficult when to notice it. Yeah, because sometimes some of the pits, like especially most of the Tokyo Expressway ones, are weird. Because, what's the best way to describe it? Like, the one in, I think it's south counterclockwise or something like that, the docks one. That pit is like over there on one of the turns, like a semi-final turn, I would say. Or not semi-final turn, but like, I would say 2 dirts in of the course. The pit's just right there. In the middle of the track, basically. Which is a really weird spot, I gotta say. Yeah, there's me having the M tires back on, or M tires on. Yeah, I just look at the backspace, I guess. Yeah, the backspace is weird in the car. It's pretty cool on the inside, so at the end of the day. Well, this makes you wonder, like, what's all in this car at the end of it? Then I do consider rally cars very superior to grade 4 cars at the end of the day. So, yeah. Now to just drive on through. About oh, I guess to mention about for crash news, I guess. I did basically 25 relics. Now I'm gonna be able to do a playthrough of Crash here in a bit. After this one. So yeah, I will be saying I'm coming back to that. And then I'll be going back to Borderlands. Soon I got that close, I was like, yeah, I might as well do that, just in case. But yeah, for now, just do this. So I always have to wait a day later for this. I just got all these cars all bundled up altogether. I just say that the Delta HF Integral is pretty good in regards driving through here and stuff. I don't think as crazy as other cars, because I could have sworn I swear down 116, but 118 is pretty good as well. I mean, I'm not surprised it's gonna be a bit less on the 400 because it is an old rally car, and it's like 92. It was right there on the golden age of rally car for Group A, which was Delta to Celica to Super Impreza, then the Mitsubishi Lancer, a little bit of Toyota Corolla because of a cheating scandal. Toyota, you and your ways to fundamentally make turbo better, even though it shouldn't be. Can't be ever like that. Yeah, that's a fun part about Toyota. They're very shady when it comes to racing sports. They've been called out a lot. Either called out a lot, or they, you know, killed someone in the process, and they didn't want to take any, you know, honor in it at the end of it. They just wanted to just keep it in the grave at the end of it. Just wow. But yeah, rip to the family that whose driver drove the Toyota 7, I believe it's called. Just wow on that story. I can't believe Toyota didn't want to take responsibility of that. That's just suited as fuck, man. That's where my respect to Toyota definitely went down a little bit. Basically, ever since hearing about that. Alright, don't get me wrong, they make cars, but come on, don't be a suit at the end of it. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't just throw me business numbers. Don't believe in just business. Just, you know, believe in the fun of it. Or, like one's case of using others. That's a dirty suit if I seen one. So yeah, this is what all these cars are getting up to each other. Very interesting. I think I went back in to switch out my tires back to racing hards. Yep, I did. Cause yeah, I passed Peugeot. I was like, okay, I gotta go back in. Come back to pass him again. It's funny stuff. Sport Quattro, then it's Grade B. Yeah, that's also unique too, because it's also all-wheel drive for the NSX. Although I think with the hybrid system, I think it was already all-wheel drive, but I can't remember. Nah. You get the special RCZ, which that's a special one too, because not only it's a Pikes Peak build, it's also all-wheel drive. As such. Yeah, I think it just what the fun part is that their gears are just maxing out because it's a rally car. They're supposed to have all that acceleration stuff. Without that acceleration, they just can't go fast. So even though I say loosely on that, it's like technically they need acceleration to a degree. Here's me passing the Peugeot once again. Look what the little dinky horns got. I got a couple times I hit that. I of course can't hear it because the whole audio thing. I wish there was an option to share factory where you know add the volume while you know voicing on top of it, because I don't understand why on earth that's not an option at all. This makes no sense. It's stupid at the end of the day. But I guess it is what it is, even though it shouldn't be like that at all, but it is what it is, sadly. I've been seeing some cars pitting and stuff, because yeah, they're switching out the tires as well. Because yeah, those tires burn like no tomorrow. That's the one update I didn't really like, is the fact that they turn around and made these M tires just burn like no tomorrow. I don't know if that's like real life about those tires, but good lord. but they burn like no tomorrow. Oh, almost got race softs at 2 here. Holy crap! Nice hard tires here. That one. Although I'm not surprised it is a sport quattro. I love the Mustang though. Just lean on one bald tire here, and just you just drive no problem. Because yeah, I do find the AI very cheating when it comes to road durability tires. Because yeah, sometimes they will freak out, but like that's a rare sighting to occur when that happens. But it feels like it should be way more often when that happens, and it don't. Yeah, onto the final lap here, which you may have noticed something. Why was the clip spliced a little bit? And there was a reason, because there is something special at the end of this track when you basically win. Because unlike other tracks where you just win and go on your day, this track has a special confetti thing that sprays out once you basically win at the end of it. So what you're about to see here. As I whip this guy around, this thing's fast as heck and fun. Like I think I even had to adjust the gears for longer, gears too, for even longer. But yeah, look at all that fireworks and confetti. Yeah, that's pretty cool. At the end of. Now onto the World Touring Car 700 at Brand Hatch Grand Prix Circuit. Which, you know, since it was a Toyota 1 Series, I might as well drive the car that, you know, is also a Supra, even though it's kind of not a Supra. I guess I should go to the FT1, but here's the Toyota Supra GT500 1997. In other words, the Celica race car. You could technically call it, because it has a Celica motor. It's not a Toyota Supra motor. Just to say, it has the 2GTE or something like that, which is a Celica motor and such, because they turned around and used the rally car motor from the Celica, since that got banned, and put it into the Supra, because the Supra motor is heavy as balls. So instead they put the Celica motor in it, which is honestly better, to be honest. It almost feels like the Celica should just come back, and the Supra should be the performance package of the Celica at the end of it. Which is, funny enough, what it was at first, because it was called a Celica. It was just called a Celica, and then it became the Celica Supra for the special package. The Celica XX Supra or something like that. And then eventually they started separating the cars, and then they kind of killed the Celica a little bit. Eventually, by making it into an FF. That wasn't smart, guys. That was not smart at all. Although I still would like that Celica, because that was the last of the Celicas. So, but yeah, they basically just killed it at the end of the day when it came to the 2000 Celica. Because I do like the bicep of that one. But the Toyota Supra, this basically died fast because there was no, because this is a Supra was not known to like anybody basically until Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is what made the Supra what it is today. Gran Turismo is what made the Supra to this day as well. We would not know about this race car if it wasn't for Gran Turismo. We would not know about the Supra if it wasn't known for Fast and Furious at the end of it. Because otherwise, Supra would be just a mark of the past, basically, and it still kind of is to Toyota's eye. But they did kind of brought back somewhat of it through the Mark V. You know, I'm not counting that. That's like you brought something and you're just rebadging. And guess what? They did just that, because the Mark V is literally a BMW, if detuned and then retuned by Toyota. Don't believe me? Go look at that, and then go look at the M2. And the best part is when it comes how you know the different sound cues, when the horn on that car sounds weaker than the M2 one. Just slap to the face. Yeah, just taking the GT500 against some grade 4 cars at the end of the day, which this is a, you know, just a simple race at the end of the day. And at least you get to see the other Swiss Sport, because yeah, I think it's mostly the red one you see. In this case, you see the white one. Yeah, very different. Yeah, this is one of the cases you see the alt colors. Yeah, because I think that came in a bunch of colors, because I think you get blue, you can get that, you get the red, like a black. And then you get the 450 Italian, the 4C down here. Now the 4C I'm kind of surprised. The Italia, not surprised. You got the 86. But yeah, it's interesting we got that as a grade 4 car, because it does kind of, it is technically faster than the regular 86 a little bit. I say loosely on that, but a little bit. Because I think the regular 86 only go like 400 horsepower, while that can go like 600. Almost 6 to 500, 500, 600. Then you have the Cup Car TT, which this is a weird TT car because it's an FF. You would think they brought the all-wheel drive. No, this is the FF one. This is the other one I was referring to. Just funny stuff. Then you get the Hurricane. Which apparently I heard news that they're bringing the Tamayo or whatever it's called. The other new one in the picture here. It's a GT3 racer. So very interesting, guys. And you got the newer grade 4 and probably the last of the new grade 4s, which is the Mazda 3. I feel bad a little bit. Feels like there needs to be more. Although I will say, if I had to compare the Tenza to the Mazda 3, I think I'll take the Tenza over the Mazda 3. It's all-wheel drive. But the Mazda 3's FF, which makes it even worse. And then you got the BMW M4, which is the weirdest car out of the candidates because, as you can see, its fuel is very low compared to the other ones. And luckily it played smart and not using racing softs. But yeah, you can just see the fuel tank just speeding up. And not only that, it's a 7-speeder too. It has 7 gears. Which, I'm not sure why that burned like nothing. I need to try that car when I get a chance. That's the one I haven't tried yet, so. Yeah, then you got the GR Supra GT5. Yeah, Supra, somewhat. Same goes. So you can really tell the BMW badge part because of the H and R. And then you got the Aston Martin classic, as always. Except for the orange instead of the yellow. You got the RCF, which is another weird one because of its V8. I think that's the only V8 besides the Corvette and the Mustang. You got the Swift being the champ is. Well, I need to go pit. So, yeah, that's the thing about GT3 cars or GT500 cars in this case. They technically do burn more fuel just a bit. But I had to, I think, lean this to 2. And such. Although faster, that's the one thing. It's still faster because they're in 129. These guys can't even hit that. Got the G7, which is also all-wheel drive too. Yeah, it's interesting the Great Force out of the all-wheel drive, but I think I've mentioned this so many times. It's the funny part. But I'm just trying to find something to talk about at the end of the day. Oh, besides the obvious thing that Twist Model is ever getting closer, so about 3 days here or 2 days. 3 days. But yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. First, I need the Bandicoot done. So that's my biggest goal for this week, basically. Get Crash done out of the way so I can move on. That means to get that last 6 platinum relics, which I have nightmares to say about that next jet ski one, because I also have the bonus jet ski, but I also have the special jet ski, because yeah, there's a secret level. But in order to get to that secret level, you need to hit a certain thing. Which in this case, Road Crash is the sign, and for Agapeus Rex, I think in the Dino level, you gotta get captured by one of the pterodactyls to go to Agapeus Rex. Which is one of the cases you wouldn't think you would ever do, but you need to anyways. But that freaks someone out that, oh hey, I'm gonna have to get captured by this pterodactyl. And you just so happen to accidentally get it. Somehow. I wouldn't be surprised for some people. And instead of getting punished and losing a life, you get the level. That's worse. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun case when you get to that. Yeah, the fun part when it comes to Agapeus Rex and the Volcano Ski level, I can't remember what that one's called. They don't have technically a hub world, so if you so happen to get that level done, you have to do it again. Or you have to do the process again to get back to it, and this is something that just could not fix in the remake in comparison to the regular. Stuff like that. And such. Yeah, just looking at the other cars from you. Or such. It's kind of interesting how much they're bundling up here. Like, good God. I figured they separated at this point. Nope, they're still gonna bundle up. Also, yeah, you may have noticed it looks like very cloudy, that it could rain. I kept checking the thing to see if it was going to. No, it just surprised heck. I figured it would. It didn't at all. Yeah, just showing the dashboards of each cars, because might as well show that too. Which one's the most interesting one? As for grade 4, I can't recall which one was the special one. I know for grade 3 it's pretty weird. Yeah. Kind of funny, we look at the 4-6. Oh, hey, look, I'm about to pass him. You know, like that. Don't mind me. Yeah, I will say, still to this day, the Super Castrol Super is still kind of a special car in my heart. It's just, yeah, when I hear a Supra, I was expecting the Supra. I didn't expect the Celica motor in the Supra, but it is kind of a funny thing to do that too, because, you know, Celica Supra. You brought back the flare once again. It's almost like a light motor. It's pretty good. Hint, hint. So. I am kind of surprised people just don't turn around and take Celica motors with Platinum Supras to see what happens. Is it better performance, or is it technically not better performance? So. In that regard. Yeah, on to the final 2 laps for this. So, which, yeah, basic brain hatch. I think I have grown to liking this track a bit more, but it's still kind of that pain in the butt for like some time trials and stuff. You really gotta get into those corners at the end of the day and such. Yeah, it's just very interesting though, because yeah, I will say I don't mind the higher power engine swaps, but I wouldn't mind some unique ones where it detunes the car instead of improves the car. Or, when I say detune loosely, it detunes the car, but it does make the car technically better through its other performance gains. Like better fuel mileage, or better, you know, just faster acceleration, or better weight distribution, perhaps. But I know, for like example, the Apex with the MR2 isn't. I like that. I like that engine swap. That's a crazy engine swap. And also, really crazy too, because of the fact that the MR2 is a MR car, a mid-engine. So it's probably the only mid-engine sports car that, besides Ferrari and besides Lamborghini, I can think of. Although I will say Nissan tried to make one, they canceled it over the Skyline. That was a good choice. The Skyline was kind of better. But there was plans to be an MR, which I'm gonna be honest, should have replaced the Fairway Z in that case. But yeah, I popped in the back. Whoops. Just if I had an opinion. Although the Fairway Z, the specific of 300Z, is a special car to my side too on that. They're in the special Cam Racing one, or American Le Mans one. Very special car. The GTX version. Freaking insanely fast, considering you can drive that on grid legends too, and it's fast as hell. Able to hit 250 miles per hour. It's insane. I don't even try, it just freaking skyrockets. Because the other competitor is because yeah, there is a rivalry between the Fairway, which was a funny rivalry too. It was the F40. F4 is a rival, RX-7 is a rival. I came to that series. There were some other ones too. I think there was a Ford, matter of fact. But here's the rewards for this week, which I think I kept one drive one, so I guess you could look at that, which is something nice, a Hellcat. A Hellcat album. So Charger SLT Hellcat. It's not bad. Although, goodbye fuel. This thing goes. Considering 700 horsepower just in the tank. It's good reward. You don't really need an engine modifier this at all. But here's the other one, which is pocket change. Oh yeah! More crappy pocket change. Who wants 10 G's? 100G, 200G, and 500G. So technically not great on the rewards part of things. So yeah, that basically wraps up for this weeklies and stuff. Overall, I'd say probably a B or something like that. It's okay and such. So you remember the Alfa Romeo Guayua? I decided to turn around and take one of the extra Guayuas I had and apply it to that Honda K motor, and as a result, you get a very tight, fun machine at the end of the day. But that basically wraps up for this weeklies, folks. I'll see you guys all next time. I hope you enjoy what you watch here and enjoyed the little bonus I have here. Till then, see y'all next time. You guys take care and ciao.